You know her from the recently ordered comedy series called Selfies on ABC. You know her from the horror movie Oculus, which opened in the States already and is opening June 13th across the pond. And speaking of pond, you know her as perhaps our most favorite companion on Doctor Who, Amy Pond. Please put your hands together for Ms. Karen Gillan!
Hello. Hey, I just saw, so far, I just saw the selfie trailer, so I have to start with, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm good. If you guys haven't checked it out, yeah, the selfie trailer is now out there, and that's coming out in the fall, and it's like a My Fair Lady for social media?
Yeah, basically I play a really horrible person called Eliza who's really obsessed with herself and taking selfies, and she basically has a very strong online presence, and then she hires a marketing manager to rebrand her as a more likable person in real life.
All right then. So wait, would you say that you're selfie obsessed?
Me, as a person?
Yes.
I barely take selfies, and when I do take selfies, I don't know what to do with my face, so that's why in all of my selfies I look really shocked.
Really shocked?
I'm like, because I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I like the goofy selfie. I don't know what's causing it. I like goofy selfies.
Oh, you do?
Just like goofy
like,
faces.
give us the face.
I don't know, like a...
Oh yeah, good one.
Yeah. I like to frighten small children with my selfie face. All right, guys, so the drill is we have microphones here, and this is really going to be your time to ask some awesome questions for Karen. So line up with the mic. I would kindly ask, keep the question to one per person and nice and succinct, and actually have a question involved in it. I got to start with a question from the TARDIS.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I'm great. So Karen, you're beautiful. I love you. And you're
Thanks, so are you?
So my question is, I haven't seen Oculus yet, so I'm a bit scared.
Yeah.
Seems really scary. And you've dealt with villains that are, visible and people on Doctor Who. So what was it like in Oculus when everything's paranormal and different and you're not really seeing it, it's all in the mind?
That was quite a challenge, actually. But one thing that Doctor Who taught me was how to be scared of things that aren't really there. I got really good at that. So basically, whenever there was like a CGI monster, they would just have a tennis ball on a stick, and they'd be waving it around, and we'd be like, ah! But we got really good at it. So by the time it came to the Oculus, I was like, this is in the bag.
Now that Oculus is opening in the UK in June, I mean, it was super exciting, probably opening a big Hollywood movie over here stateside, but now it's going home.
I know!
So is that weird? Yeah, what is that? What's that experience?
It's really weird because I'm pretending to be American in it. So that's just a really weird sensation to finally have a film out in my own country, but I'm pretending to be from a different country. But it's going to be really cool because my friends can see it.
What are like the crowds like? Okay, so you're from Inverness, right?
Yeah, in Scotland.
So in Scotland, yeah. Give it up for Scotland, yeah. Well, cons are really kilt country. There's a lot of kilts that show up at Comic-Con.
Yeah, why?
Why is that?
I don't know. They're awesome.
Because Scotland is
Men want
awesome.
to wear skirts. That's what it is.
What is it like living in LA and then going home to Inverness? Do they approach you differently as far as sort of the acting career and sort of the fame? I mean, LA, everybody's sort of used to seeing celebrities, but also everybody is trying to be an actor or whatever. Whereas in Inverness, is it sort of a big deal when you go home, or are they?
Well, I mean, not really, because my friends, I still have all the same friends from school, and they are so used to me just going to acting classes every day after school that it's sort of just like I'm doing the same thing, but just on a different level, but they don't really care.
And with an American accent.
Yeah, with weird foreign accents.
Hey, take it back. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Huge fan. You're so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Quick question. So, being a huge fan of the big three, Supernatural, Sherlock, and Doctor Who, I was wondering, is there any possibility that in the future a super hula would ever happen? Or because I would love for that to happen.
Oh, what? Sorry, I missed that. What was it?
Super hula. It's Supernatural, Doctor Who, and Sherlock. All three
Oh, nice.
shows
Super
together.
hula.
Yeah, like maybe an episode or
Hula.
like a spinoff or something, because it's a big thing on Pinterest. So.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
Please don't kill me. What's there? Is that the TV show where there was a character called Amy Pond?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I heard about that. I was like,
Yeah.
that's the coolest thing ever. I would love to see that as a crossover. I would particularly like to see the Doctor, Matt Smith's Doctor, interacting with Benedict's Sherlock. I think that I think that would be really interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi there, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I was wondering what your favorite episode of Doctor Who was to film.
Favorite to film? So there were so many that were so much fun. I loved the pirate episode because I got to swing across a ship. That's always fun. But really my favorite would have to be the 11th hour because we were just kind of establishing the characters and really starting to figure out who they were and how they interacted with each other. And also it was just all new to us, so it was really exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have Bearded Doctor with us today.
Yes, I haven't shaved in a while. I first of all saw Oculus amazing. Very excited to see Guardians of the Galaxy too. So that's awesome. And also, not just because you're here, you are absolutely the best companion that's ever been on Doctor Who. So.
Oh, thanks. What?
She actually stole my question. My question was going to go a little bit asking about your favorite episode, but my favorite episode was Vincent and the Doctor.
Oh,
and just
wow.
I was going to ask you a little bit about that. How that came about? Why specifically did you choose him, Vincent Van Gogh, to do an episode? And did you have any involvement in that?
Sorry.
Yeah, could you tip the mic up or whatever?
Yeah.
We're having a hard time hearing you guys.
Yeah, I heard Vincent and the Doctor.
Yeah, I was asking as far as that episode, Vincent and the Doctor. How did they decide to use him like specifically?
Oh, how did they come to that? Well, so that all came about because Richard Curtis, who's an amazing writer of films, like Four Weddings and a Funeral and About Time, he really wanted to write an episode of Doctor Who because his kids are big fans. So he was like, I have this idea about Vincent van Gogh, and they were like, you can do whatever you want. So he wrote the episode, and it was just so much fun. I loved it, and Tony Karan, who played him, was amazing. We shot that in Croatia, and I remember they had Vincent's house, the set that they were shooting in, and Tony decided to just stay in the house, and there was no electricity or anything. He would just like sleep in the cold at night, just to get into the character. It was pretty amazing.
Yes, it was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And he's a fellow Scotsman.
Exactly.
So,
And he played it Scottish, which is quite
yeah. It's the other side of Vincent. Yeah. Hi.
Hello. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm talking to you right now.
Oh.
Incredible. My question is, if it was up to you, would you choose the 11th Doctor or would you choose Rory to like be with you?
You're causing trouble, feuds between the boys somewhere now, like Matt and Arthur.
I think if it were me and I was in that position, I would choose Rory because true love wins. She had like, I don't know. If I had a really intense friendship, I would definitely choose love over that. Yeah. Cool.
Thank you. Was it ever surprising to all of you guys how much people kind of came to rally around Rory? Because at first, like, he could have easily been sort of a one-note character, not even one note, but a lesser character in that trio, but instead really held his own and became like a really strong guy.
And we didn't know that was going to happen at the beginning because he was actually only in the 11th hour a little bit and then didn't pop up until the end of the series. So he didn't have any idea that he was coming back as a full-time companion, and neither did we. Stephen Moffat kept that under his hat. But then he just like really came into his own and became a hero in his own right, which was just such a cool development.
Yeah. Hi there.
Hi. Hello.
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 It's all right, I can hear you actually better than I.
Yeah.
I want to say the Weeping Angels episodes of Doctor Who is probably two of the scariest episodes I've ever seen.
It was scarier to film because we shot that two-parter. That was the first thing we ever shot, so it was scary for that reason. So we were like, oh, what are we doing in this TV show? And also, we shot it underground, very far underground, in caves in Wales, for weeks on end. So we never saw daylight, and that was really scary. Oculus was in quite a comfortable house.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good question. Hi there.
Hi. I would like to ask you about the best blooper that comes to mind in filming. Yeah.
God, I feel like I don't have enough bloopers, which I don't know what that means.
That you're perfect. That you never make a mistake.
That's not good.
Well, it could be somebody else's blooper that you just witnessed.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, my favorite thing ever. Oh, hands down, is that when Alex Kingston had to land on top of Matt Smith and she headbutted him really hard. It was supposed to be like a sort of sultry moment, but they were just both in so much pain and he was trying to be manly about it and failing.
Manly about it and failing. That should be like the Matt Smith autobiography. Can't say that in all love. Does it sound like a title of a book?
Yeah, or flailing.
Flailing, yeah.
I agree with my other self, and I think you're my favorite companion, like of all time.
Oh, thank you very much.
In Doctor Who, there are various emotional scenes. For you, which was the most emotional scene?
The most emotional scene for me was probably when Amy says goodbye to the Doctor. That was really tough to get through. But also, I've been building up to it for ages, and I was like, how do I pitch this? I mean, I don't want to make it too sentimental, because she is just doing something in the moment. And I was like, oh no, I can't even get through it when I was doing it. And I remember I was just turning around to everyone like, is this rubbish? Is this like, am I doing a rubbish job with this? And they were like, no, it's fine. So that was really emotional for me. So actually, it didn't require any acting at all. So it's the amount of acting I've ever done.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi.
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 I like your scarf.
Cool scarf.
I'm really excited to meet you. As you can see, my legs are shaking a lot.
You look steady, man. I don't see any shaking legs.
I just want to know, who's your favorite companion? And you can't say you.
My favorite companion has always been Rose. I just think she's brilliant. I loved her chemistry with David Tennant. I thought they worked really well together. I love that episode Doomsday when they get trapped on either side of the wall. That's my favorite moment because they just look so sad. And yeah, I thought she was just really brilliant. Billie Piper is such a good actress.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Do you think there's like some sort of former companion therapy group out there somewhere where like Rose and Amy, everybody's gathered together to be like, so this is about my crazy time with that guy.
I think so.
You'd probably be emotionally scarred, awesome
Absolutely.
pictures.
Oh, that's exactly what happens to all of the companions. They go into therapy.
Yeah. Hi there.
Okay, I'm nervous as well. And I can hear myself. Okay. Who is your favorite Doctor Who villain? Or enemy?
Okay, my favorite villain are the Weeping Angels. But also, I like the Silence. I think that they're really, really terrifying. The guy who played most of the Silence was this guy, this really tall guy called Malik. He was just like really into it and scared. And yeah, I thought they were great.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Hi.
Hi, Karen, it's
Hi.
nice to see you. I didn't have an idea that I'd get a chance to actually ask you this, but as I was watching season 6, I actually thought of you as an actress and wanted to ask you, did you 100% all the way through understand your storyline? Be honest, run it up.
Okay, the answer is probably no. I think I understood everything that was happening when it was happening, but I didn't know Stephen Moffat's writing is so clever, and he thinks so far ahead that things happen and they're not explained at the time, and then they'll be explained maybe like a series later or something. So I didn't know what was going to happen, so I knew that things were unexplained, but as far as everything that was happening at the time that I was acting, at least I made a version that made sense to me.
You always looked like you knew what you were doing. Always. Thanks.
Thank you. Hi there.
Hi, my name is Emma.
Cool, Fez.
Thank you. Was Matt Smith really goofy on set?
Yes, he was. There's no two ways about that. Yeah, that's actually all we did with our time, actually. Just messed around and shot some stuff in between. He's funny.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there like a real sense of pride? I mean, all of you guys are now going on to do really awesome things. And recently, Matt was just in the Cannes Film Festival. Is there like that sense of pride of like, you know, my brother's
Yes.
out there doing this thing?
Absolutely. I was so excited about Terminator. I was like a proud mother. Woo! How cool was that? It's gonna be a Terminator.
Have you seen the Lost River film that he's in?
No, I haven't. I think it's only shown at Cannes Film Festival. I can't wait to see it.
I know, me too.
I've seen the trailer where he's like, look at my muscles.
Look at my muscles. Look at. I hope you're texting that to him like
Oh,
every
I
day.
immediately recorded a version of that and sent it to him.
Yeah. It needs a dance remix or something. Like the look at my muscles. Hi.
OMG, this is happening.
Okay.
Okay, as Amy Pond, if you could choose any companion to travel through space and time with forever, who would you choose? Like a girl bonding type thing.
So does it have to be a girl?
Yes.
I was about to choose Elvis Presley.
I like that. Yeah.
But let's go with, let's take Elvis's wife, Priscilla Presley. I really think that she would enjoy it. She would, we'll go back and watch Elvis performances. And I don't know, I just feel like her and Amy Pond would have a very particular rapport. That's rubbish, isn't it?
I'll take
That's it for a second.
Wait, let me think of someone sci-fi, quickly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kate Sackhoff, Battlestar Galactica, woo!
Hi there.
Hi, my name is Eli. Have you ever tried fish fingers and custard?
Kind of. Not really. I've tried things that look like fish fingers in custard. For an episode that we did called The Power of Three. But actually they were made out of coconut, so I cheated. Have you? Have you tried them?
No.
I think that you should. Is that your dad next to you? Yeah, why don't you get your dad to make some and make him eat it as well? He'll really enjoy it.
Okay, but before we put that out there in the world, what is the best brand of like fish fingers and custard to look for? Like, what's a good custard brand? Because we don't always have access to good custard in the States.
Oh, okay. I don't know the name of the one that everybody eats or drinks. What do you do with custard? What? Birds. Oh, that's my dad. Hi, thanks, Dad. And birds custard.
Where is it? I don't even see it.
He's there.
Oh. Give it up for... Well, he contributed today, though. Like, he helped us with the custard question.
Birds custard.
Birds custard. Hi.
Your dad is a hard act to follow, but I'm really into accents and dialects from different areas, and I've seen the trailer several times for Selfie, so I was curious, being Scottish and having to learn the American accent, how hard was that for you? And was there anything particularly American that you watched to kind of pick up the dialect?
Well, I feel like we used to play Barbies when we were younger in the UK in an American accent, which I now only realize is weird. But like, I guess it would just be neutral to you guys. But yeah, so I feel like I've been training from a very young age. But then when I had to do Oculus, I had this like 13-minute monologue in an American accent, so I did all the groundwork then. But then for Selfie, that's a very particular Valley Girl voice that I had to learn from modern TV shows because I feel like it's more modern. It's like the oh my god thing. So I watched Girls.
We don't all talk like that, just
yeah, I just watched Girls and listened to their you know that TV show on HBO and listened to them because they have some strong voices going on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And you're also going to appear in the just announced In the Valley of Violence, directed by Ty West with John Travolta, Ethan
Yeah.
Hawke, Teresa.
Yeah.
Great company.
Yes, I know, Travolta.
Super exciting. Are you gonna have to learn like a Western accent for that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to start studying very soon. I work with dialect coaches as well, just to add to that.
Yeah.
And they tell me what to do and I just repeat it. But I'm really excited, mainly about trying to get John Travolta to do karaoke with me.
Yeah.
every film. Like that's what I'm most excited about.
I want to see a video of you and him doing the Pulp Fiction dance.
Yeah.
I think that would make the internet explode.
I've never met him yet, so we'll see how that goes.
It's hard to open with that. Nice to meet you. Can we dance? Yeah. Hi there.
Hello.
Hi.
My question is, recently, Matt and Arthur have been doing a lot of stuff on stage, and they would have broadened their horizons, and you've been doing some amazing acting work since Doctor Who. Do you have anything that you would like to do regarding not acting, like writing, producing, anything like that?
Yeah, I would love to do some writing. I actually do that on the side, just for fun. But maybe one day I'll just put it out into the world if it's good enough. But I love writing. I really enjoy it. It's enough to drive you crazy though if you do it for too long. I realize, I can't do it before I go to sleep, where I'm I'm wired. But no, it's really fun to create something from nothing. I like that idea.
What genre do you like writing?
Probably if I was going to write something, it would probably be a really low budget independent film, just because those are the things that I watch on Netflix every night.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hi there.
Hi.
Hi.
First of all, I just wanted to say you're my favorite companion in the history of all eternity. And my question is, if you could choose any doctor to travel with other than Matt, who would it be?
Ooh. Don't know what that was. David Tennant.
Yes.
He's, Scottish, and he is really nice as a person, and he jumps around and has a sort of manic quality that I really like. I really liked his version of the character, although Eccleston was really good too. Or do I just go right back to the beginning? Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking of Tennant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Sticking with a Scottish boy.
I know.
Hi there. Can someone help this young lady with a microphone?
Hi, my name is Amara.
Nice to meet you.
My question is, were you shocked when you read the script that River was your daughter?
Good question. And yes, I was very shocked to find out that piece of information. I didn't see that coming. Alex Kingston, who plays River Song, knew the whole time, so she was quietly smug. And Arthur worked it out beforehand, and I was just the last person to know. And I couldn't believe it. It was so shocking. I was just wow, that is a twist. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi there.
Oh, hello. Oh my God. It's so loud. Sorry.
That's great.
It's nice to meet you. I've seen you on Doctor Who, and you're really pretty. So.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. So you're a very talented actress. So what advice would you give someone who wanted to go into acting?
I would say, first of all, watch everything that you can. That's all I do now when I have time off, is watch people doing it who are better at doing it. I think that's really important.
Okay.
Because you can learn so much from that. And just keep working, really. I mean, because especially now with the internet and everything, you can be so much more self-generating than before. So you can make your own stuff, you can put it online, and you can just sort of do it that way now, which is a really good showcase. So I would encourage that.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Hi.
Thank you. Hi there.
Hi, my name is Sophie. I was wondering how you felt when you figured out that you kind of just had to die in the Angels of Manhattan episode. How did you kind of feel when you found out about that?
Well, I I mean, I didn't know how I was going to exit the show, but I did know that I was going to leave at that point. So it wasn't like a total shock, but I also refused to read the script up until right before we shot it because I didn't want to know how it ended. And Arthur was like, can you please read it so we could talk about it at least? And I was like, no, it's not happening. But then to me, it was just the most exciting way to go because in my opinion, it was a happy ending. I mean, she got to go back in time and be with her husband, but also had the dramatic effect of kind of dying. So I was really happy with it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi.
You need help with that microphone?
You can maybe here. Okay.
Okay, we can hear you.
Just before I ask my question, I just want to say you're basically my favorite actress, and I admire you, and you're so amazing. And I just want to tell you congratulations on being awesome.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
You should get a certificate for that. Like,
Amazing.
you are awesome.
Okay, my question is, of all the characters you have played in so many different like movies and stuff, what's it like being known for mainly just Doctor Who and not all the other stuff?
It's really cool, and I sort of wouldn't have it any other way. It's the best. I don't really have a problem with being associated with one thing if it's a really cool TV show. So I'm like, this is actually good, and it's not something I would ever want to distance myself from because it's been really helpful for me in the rest of my career afterwards as well. I mean, the reason I got the role in Oculus was because the director was a really big Whovian, and when I first met him on Skype, he was drinking out of a TARDIS mug, and I was like, but he didn't realize, because it was his everyday mug, and I was just like, oh my god, like, I'm gonna get this role.
Nailed it! Is it true that when you guys had a sit down, he was wearing a Matt Smith t-shirt?
Oh, poor guy. So then we meet in Los Angeles to talk about the project, and he's wearing his usual Doctor Who t-shirt with Matt Smith's face on it, wearing a fez. And then I was like, do you mind if a couple of my friends join us for a drink afterwards? And he was like, sure. And it was Matt Smith, and he just looked down and he was like, oh my god, that's
I hope he got a little bit of abuse for that. Did Matt say anything to him? Like, yeah, nice shirt.
No, that's what's so funny. He like nobody really spoke about it.
That's even worse.
I know, like so.
Hi there.
Hi. I'm just such a big fan of you, and I'm so excited for Guardians of the Galaxy coming soon. And I was wondering, like, when your role of the villain, well, one of the villains, how long did it take to like get all that makeup together and stuff? And, like, was it tedious or like?
It wasn't tedious, but it did take 5 hours every morning, which is a long time to be sitting in one place. So it was tough mentally just to kind of like sit there and not sort of go stir crazy. But also it was really worth it because when I was finished, people were audibly gasping when I would walk around. So I was like, oh, this is really cool and worth it. But no, it was a long time of sitting down and having glue on your face.
And they just announced Josh Brolin is going to be the voice of Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's so cool.
So cool. Maybe you can get some tips on like good Western talk for Valley Alliance.
For me to talk to, yeah. I will.
I really hope he just shows up as Thanos in that Josh Brolin draw. Like,
yeah, that would be so cool.
So badass. Like, yeah. That would make me
okay.
terrified of him. Hi there.
Hi.
Hi.
Just wondering, what was it like coming back for Matt Smith's final episode? Being back on the set one last time.
Oh, for Matt's final episode, that was such a trippy, strange experience for me because I had been like distanced from the show by that point. I had worked on different projects, and I think I'd literally gone straight from Guardians of the Galaxy straight to Cardiff onto the new TARDIS. And it was just so weird because I walked onto somebody else's TARDIS and I was like, oh, but it's all the same people. My sense memory was going crazy. And then, I mean, it was just so sad. Matt was just kind of, I think Stephen Moffat wrote me into the scene purely to have me there for moral support for Matt. I think that's what it was, rather than story purposes. And he was actually holding it together. Me and Jenna Coleman were not. I mean, we were both crying. And I was like, I'm gonna get you tea, this is really terrible. But then what was really cool was, and really weird as well, was like Matt had finished and he walked out of the studio, and then Peter Capaldi walked in. And I was like, one in, one out. And it was just like, and it was just the weirdest thing. It sort of felt like, oh, this show really does just carry on.
Had you had interactions with Peter Capaldi?
No, the first time I saw him was when he walked into the studio. It was really light outside and really dark in the studio, so he was just this silhouette in the doorway. And I was like, it's him.
Like the arrival of Batman or something? I'm wearing a Peter Capaldi t-shirt today.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Nice.
I am not a 100% Rebel Time Lord, but I'm excited about Peter.
Yeah, I am.
I know, right?
He's an amazing actor, and he's so passionate about the show. He's a huge fan, so he's going to take care of it.
So just on that note, because there are fans out there that sometimes react either a little negatively or, they're so passionate about Matt Smith and about your roles and everything. Do you kind of want to put the word out there, like, give the guy a shot, like, embrace him because this show is about change?
Oh yeah, that's the nature of the show. It wouldn't be the longest running sci-fi show in the world if it didn't change every so often, because that's the key to longevity. So I think you should give everyone a shot, really. But then you're totally entitled to your own opinion.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi. The hardest was probably hard. I don't know, because it was just really fun. I'm trying to think of a time. Maybe when I shot the episode The Girl Who Waited, because essentially I was playing two characters in that, which would normally be shared between two different actors. So I remember we would have to shoot all day as with me as like a normal age, and then the next day reshoot everything, and I played the older version of the character with all the prosthetics. So time-wise, that was really tough on me, but it was actually me who begged them to let me play the character anyway, so I was like, I brought it on myself. Thanks.
Thank you. Was that the most dialogue that you had to do on the show?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
It was
probably,
two characters worth, yeah.
Hi there.
Would you prefer Rory as the robot Roman or a human?
As a human. I mean, I'm gonna have to choose Robot Roman.
And it's cool.
Yeah, it's way cooler.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi there. Wait, sorry, I couldn't hear it. Help this gentleman with a mic, please. All right, now you have a microphone. Two questions and one statement. All right, let's make it one question and one statement.
Me and my sister love watching Doctor Who, and my sister pretends to be here.
Oh, really? She pretends to be Amy. That's so cool.
And then my question is, what was your reaction when you heard that you got to be the Doctor's companion?
My reaction when I found out was, I think I started crying, actually. Hysterically shouting thank you to I don't know who, because no one was there. But it was probably the most exciting day of my life, because I was 21, and when you get that job in the UK, you know it's going to be life-changing. So I just couldn't believe it. And then I had to keep it a secret for ages, so I was just sitting on this piece of information that was very exciting.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we only have 5 minutes left, so we only get time for a couple more questions. So I'm gonna go with you. Hi.
Hi, what is the weirdest thing anyone has ever said to you, on the set of Doctor Who?
On the set? I mean, besides the dialogue in the show, which is pretty weird.
Something just really random and out there that was just yelled out or said to you.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I feel like lots of really strange things happen on the set on a daily basis, because Matt Smith likes to just not improvise the words, but he'll just jump on pieces of furniture when we're shooting, or to provoke reactions in me, he will say things in my ear and then it will provoke things. So it's actually a really generous thing to do, because he basically makes me not have to act. I get to react off him. And I remember one time I had to cry in a scene and I just wasn't getting there because I wasn't feeling emotional, and he just grabbed me and whispered in my ear, "You're so selfish," like that. And I was like, and it really worked in the scene. It was in Amy's choice, and
Thank you. Hi there.
Hi. First of all, I just want to say that this is the most exciting experience I have ever had
Oh!
in my life.
Thanks, I'm glad.
I've talked to Matt's friend.
You have? Oh.
He knows me.
Name dropper.
Anyway, the question is, are Matt and Arthur still one of your closest friends?
My closest friends? Yes. They're closer than friends. They're like brothers. Because we just developed such a strong bond because we worked on the show for years, and not only when we finished, we filmed for 9 months of the year together, but then we would spend all of our time off doing press for it and going on tours in the UK and showing the episodes to people. So it was kind of like being in a really weird band.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I add something to that? We're probably your biggest fans. I'm his father.
Hi.
My other son is over there, and we went to London last year.
Oh, really?
To see you at the 50th. You weren't there.
Where?
50th anniversary.
Oh, the 50th anniversary.
We were there in London. And
I wasn't in the 50th.
Well, yeah, they too, but so many of them were there, all the opinions.
Oh, yeah.
So I think he's asking you, how dare you not be there? You have some answers.
You were the reason we were there. My oldest son actually got us into watching Doctor Who.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I wonder why with those outfits. Where's Dad? You didn't like those outfits she wears, right, Dad?
Where is he?
Your dad.
Oh, my dad?
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't like all those outfits you were wearing. Anyway, we would love to have a photo with you. Is that possible?
No, I'm sorry, we don't have time for that. But Karen will be heading back to the table after this, but we got to jump to the next question, and we got to get out of here.
We've got to have it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi.
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 I was just wondering if you personally were able to travel with the doctor, where would you have him take you first?
I think I would have him take me as far into the future as possible. So like as far as we can possibly go, just because I'm really intrigued to find out how we've all developed as humans.
Thank you.
That sounded so serious. Well, what is your prediction then? I mean, put it out there.
Okay, I do have a theory. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think we're going to have really huge heads. Like oversized, huge heads, and we're going to have like no arms, like little stumps, and like frail, weak bodies that we don't use for anything because we're using computers for everything. And all we need is our brains, so they just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
So we're going to turn like into T-Rexes.
T-Rex bodies.
T-Rex.
Yeah. With like huge human heads.
But how will we ever make our beds then?
Well, we won't need beds.
So we won't even sleep?
We'll be hooked up to computers and we'll just be like, powering now.
Are we looking at 50 years? Like how long in the future?
I think it'll still happen in 750 years.
700. I'm going to check back with you then. All right?
Yeah,
I'm going to call you out on that.
Yeah, do.
All right.
We'll still be around.
Just really quickly, last question, then we got to go.
I was just curious. I read that your cousin played Count Amy.
Yes, my cousin Caitlin.
What's that? I was just wondering how that came about.
Well, so they were looking for a younger actress to play the young Amy Pond, and they couldn't find anyone because my accent's really weird. So they, I suggested, I was like, I have this cousin that really looks like me, and she's around the right age. She's never done any acting in her life, but she looks right and she sounds right. And they were like, oh, please, can we just audition her? And then she turned out to be this brilliant little actress in the audition room, and I didn't even speak to her about the character. She went in, and she was the only kid who put her hands on her hips. Like she already had this like sassy thing going on. I was like, oh, this is perfect, and it's like the perfect way to establish the character for me as well. I was like, yay.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, well, the fun doesn't end here because Karen's going to be here for a few more hours. So go get some autographs and go get pictures and stuff at her table, perhaps. And otherwise, guys, please put your hands together for one of my favorite people to